Okay, what I've just done here is put the old pads back in without the shims, because the new pads were so tight that I couldn't turn the wheel. So the pistons are all the way back, and the wheel turns fine now. So what I'm going to do is press the brake pedal, see if I can get the pistons out a little bit, and well, we'll see what happens. So here comes the pedal. Okay, so now we've got a good strong pedal, which means the pistons are working. But they're now locked on, so the pistons are not retracting. That is the issue of the day. I just replaced the brake fluid reservoir in the car. This is the old one, and it's pretty rusty and decrepit, as you can see, and it's also full of crud and debris in the bottom, which has probably made its way into the braking system at some point. So I'm going to have to give that a good bleed and throw this straight in the bin. As the brakes don't seem to be releasing, the problem I think is going to lie with the brake master cylinder here. So what we're going to do is take the master cylinder off, have a look inside, and probably going to replace it. So I've drained all the fluid from the reservoir here, and now I need to undo the pipe which connects the servo with the cylinder. So that's now out, and onto the next step, which I think is inside the car. Okay, now we're underneath the driver's footwell, and the next thing to do is to take off this brake pedal release spring here. So I'm going to undo these connectors which are for the brake light, pop them over there, and I think the easiest thing to do is to remove this bolt rather than try and pull this spring with a pair of pliers, which might damage it or something else. So let's get a spanner on that bolt. Okay, a little washer. And there we go. This is the brake pedal return spring that we've just taken out. Seems to have got a bit bent at the end there. So the next thing to do is to remove this clevis pin from the brake pedal. There it is, and just see it with a split pin sticking out from it. So I'm going to remove the split pin and take out that clevis pin. I won't be able to do that on camera because things are pretty tight down here, so I'll get it out and then show you. And this is the clevis pin from the lever rod, and this little split pin which went through there, and the washer which goes on this side. Okay, next task is to move back into the engine bay and undo these bolts which are holding the master cylinder to the bulkhead. That's quite tight. Oh, yeah. I think what I'll do let me take the pipe off the reservoir. That's going to be easier. and then I can continue with this top nut. Everything's disconnected now, so we should be able to just remove the master cylinder. There we go. There we go. There we go. This is the brake master cylinder we've just taken out. This is where that clevis pin goes. It attaches to the brake pedal. The push rod and the front seal here looks pretty dirty, and there's some damage there as well, with the brake fluid leaking out there. It's Girling 875, so it might be the original one. Can't tell really. And yeah, there's a bit of some obvious damage there. That's been maybe prized off in the past with a screwdriver, and you know, general muck and everything around there. Now all we have to do is get this pipe off, which is the one that goes to the reservoir, and have a think about if we're replacing it with a new master cylinder or we're going to do a rebuild. Nice exit.